Hey, what's up, Silver Trader FM subscribers and viewers? This is a safe edition for your precious metals and weapons, if you have any. So I've been getting a few emails and questions about, where do I keep my precious metals if I have to keep it at home, and I don't want to bury it in my backyard. So the best way to do it is with a safe, a gun safe actually, not any sort of safe. I recommend gun safes because they're definitely much stronger, much larger, heavier, and you can also keep your pistols and ARs or rifles, shotguns, whatever you have to protect yourself and your family as well inside them. So, a few safes that I recommend if you have the cash to invest in it, and which you should if you are putting precious metals, say 20, 30, 50, $100,000 worth of precious metals in any cheapo safe, $100, $200 safe, then you're not using the right rationale as far as having a more expensive investment protecting your true wealth, real money, right? So you need to really consider a good investment. I would say at minimum the price of one gold bar, say 1700, 15 to 1700 is a good starting point, and two gold bars if you really want a heavy duty safe. But one gold bar pricing wise is a good price to pay for a safe. So some of the good safes that I recommend are done by Browning, Rhino safe, Liberty safes, Canon if it's 10 gauge or better, American Security, and those are the main ones that I'd recommend. But there's also some by Patriot safe as well as Steelwater gun safe that we'll talk about in a few minutes. So the gun safe, the truth about gun safes by Weapons Education, is a very good overview from a very knowledgeable guy, this guy right here. And Graffunder, for example, is a really heavy duty safe. This safe that he's talking about here is about $11,000 or so with a 1.5-inch thick door and 1-inch framing all around the safe. Most safes barely even have a 12 gauge metal plating, but this one is really heavy duty and 1.5-inch thick pure steel at the door is telling you this Graffunder safe means business. And Fort Knox is definitely another one to consider if you have the cash and funds to buy these type of safes. So this guy will definitely review with you, what's the making of a safe and different classes of safe that you can buy and why you should consider it an investment versus just, oh, I need a big safe, but I'm going to buy the cheapest safe made in China. Then you may be compromising and fooling yourself to thinking that you have a good safe when in fact you have a safe that's very easily defeated. So definitely watch this. I'll provide a link below, or you could search for Gun Safes The Truth. If you like shopping at the big box stores, which I don't really recommend, however, Costco has this pretty good safe made by Rhino Metals, Rhino Safe Metals. They have both brands, the BigHorn and the Rhino Safe. However, I really discourage you buying a BigHorn, mainly because it's made in China and it has thinner steel. I believe it's 12 gauges or thinner than that, and the door actually compared to I think it was the 56 model of the Rhino safe, has a 1/4-inch door that's pure steel, which is double the amount of steel found on these BigHorns, which looks like it has like 1.5 inches of steel, but it's really a composite material that's mainly fire material that you can easily probably hammer away with an axe. So I don't recommend that. If you're going to go with the Rhino Safe Company, definitely consider the Rhino Safe brand itself, made in the US of A. This model, for example, is a 5942 extreme protection bolt, and it has about 2.5 hours of fire protection. So that's one thing to really consider. If you're looking for a safe, might as well get one that's fireproof as well, or fire resistant for at least 2 hours, because most house fires last, say, 1.5 to 2 hours. So you want something that will outlast the fire that's burning around your safe. And anything over 2 hours is good for important paperwork, if you're holding pieces of paper, but precious metal should definitely survive inside this, as well as your pistols or guns, your ARs, rifles, shotguns, etc. So definitely this one is to consider if you got the room, maybe in the basement or garage, and definitely bolt it down. This safe is done by Patriot gun safe. The good thing about this safe is it's also 2-hour fire protection. Their safes range from the $1,500 to $2,000 range, price of a gold bar. They use a thicker 10-gauge steel. They have a 5-inch door, steel, anti-prying. It's very hard to put a crowbar inside, in between the safe and the door. They have vibration sensor, anti-theft, advanced relocking device. If the lock gets compromised, it definitely relocks itself. They have 3 solid hinges versus the 2, and these are the heavy-duty hinges right here. Usually you just have the top and the bottom, but they also put a middle hinge right here with the fancy-looking chrome plating on it. They have 14 to 18 bolt system, so this is the 14, so it's 5 and 5, 10, 11, 12 on top, 13, 14, 2 more at the bottom. So the more bolts you have, the harder it is to pry your door open. You have a gear-driven bolt. This one's 4-way, most are 3. The 4-way bolt action, gear-driven, makes it harder to drill a hole, say on the side of the safe, and push these bolts in. But if it's gear driven, it's usually locked by the gears, and it's very hard to push these bolts in order to defeat and open the safe. And they do have a breakaway handle. If you'll see in the last video over here, I'll talk about from Steelwater. They get a gigantic plumbing wrench and just twist this handle around and force it to turn these bolts back in, but it's a breakaway handle, so it just either keeps spinning or it comes right off, and your safe remains locked and keeps your precious metals safe inside the safe. This one is Steelwater Gun Safe site. If you are to consider one of their products, after watching their video, I'll cover it in a minute. I would recommend this 22 long gun safe. That's about $1,500, and it looks like this. The way their safes are made, it's 9-gauge steel, and they do have 18 bolts going all the way around, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom, 7 on each side, and the one on the hinge side is pretty much set there, since it doesn't matter, it slips right in. Things to consider that they rate at a higher temperature, 1875 for 2 hours. They do have a 1/4 inch solid steel plating on the door. They have a 9-gauge steel construction, 1 gauge better than most safes out there in the $1,500 range. 18 bolts all around, gear-driven lock, right? Adds strength against those punch attacks. Spring-loaded relocking bolt in case the lock is removed. They have those heavy-duty hinges. And something to definitely consider is, you will need to drill, even though this safe weighs, say, 700, almost 800 pounds. I've moved the safe recently, and I've installed it. It weighed about 650 pounds, and I was able to move it myself using poles underneath it and the appliance dolly. So it's possible to move it on your own if you have the right tools. So definitely bolt it down, prevent it from being stolen and rolled away. Drilling it down into your concrete foundation is definitely a good way to keep your safe in its right location. Another thing to consider is definitely the humidifier, because condensation does happen inside it, And this EV333 is definitely a good way to collect any moisture inside your safe. So look into that. Other things from Rhino Metals, you could read about it, what they consider to be heavy duty as far as the American made safe versus the Chinese made safe. The American made safe is made of 10 gauge carbon steel, right? And their 56 model, for example, here has 1/4 inch thick solid steel plate on models 30 and 56, and they use 316 plating on their larger safes. So definitely look at this, compare US made versus China made, and there is a difference. US made is usually thicker steel. Last but not least, consider watching this, the 5-part series of Steelwater gun safe. They attack their own safe. I believe this is the safe that I showed you earlier. This one right here, the 22 long gun safe. And they basically attack the crap out of it. They attack the combo lock, the handle, the hinges. They try and pry it. They attack the sides of it with an axe. They drop it from a forklift, and still the safe remains locked with your contents inside of it. So check it out and see all the possible ways you could break into the safe and why you should consider a safe of this cost and magnitude. Definitely invest in a safe. 1 gold bar is all it takes to protect your precious metals and deter thieves from trying to take it away from your residence. Of course, on top of that, have a security system, maybe cameras, etc. Anything that will add to the noise and, them being scared of getting their pictures or video taken would help in the process in prevention of anyone breaking in your home in the first place. So, hope you learned something. Let me know your comments below. Give me a thumbs up, favorite it, like it, and hope you find it safe that will protect your PMs. This is Silver Trader FM. I'm out for now. Take care.